Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to the video tutorial on DHCP configuration through a, through a router. So, in this topology, two networks are connected to this router. One is yellow 192.168.10.0 and another network is 192.168.20.0 ping network. Both are /24 CIDR value. And if you check these systems IP address, okay, it is DHCP. So they have to get the IP address from the dynamic host configuration protocol instead of configuring the static IP. So they are in DHCP mode, all the 4 machines. And one more thing, this PC1 and PC2 are in 10 network, PC3 and PC4 are in 20 networks. So let's begin the configuration. So we are going to configure the interface IP address first, config T interface FA0/0 IP, the gateway address, IP address 192.168.10.1 255.255.255.0. So the gateway for this interface is 192.168.10.1/24 and FA1/0 is 192.168.20.1/24. Then I go to the router and FA1/0 interface FA1/0 IP address 192.168.20.1 255.255.255.0. Okay. No shutdown. Then I go to interface FA0/0. I forgot to do this command, no shutdown. So both the interfaces are up. But these PCs, they don't have any IP address till now. So we have to configure the IP address. So I'm going to configure the IP address IP. There are two networks are there. So we have to configure the DHCP pool for two different networks separately. So let me configure the network pool for the yellow now, and then let me go to the pink. Okay, so IP DHCP pool. Okay, let's say net, let's say pool FA0 pool underscore FA0. Okay, then so you can give any name. So network 192.168.10.0 255.255.255.0 and So you have to give. So here what I'm doing is I'm giving what is the network address for this network connection, this yellow network. So we are telling the network is 192.168.10.0, and also we are defining the subnet mask. Then we have to say what is the default gateway for this network, and also what is the domain name, okay, for this network, and also we have to say what is the DNS server address for this network. So how to do this? So default router. Okay, so the default router for the PC1 and the PC2 is FEA0/0 IP address. So FEA0/0 IP address is 192.168.10.1. So default router is 192.168.10.1. Okay, then so we have to say what is the domain name. So we don't have any domain, but just let's give some name, example.com. Okay, but this is how you can assign a domain name through the DHCP. Okay, so domain name example.com. So DNS server. So DNS server is what's the IP address of the DNS server? So we give like 8888. So we give the IP address of the public DNS server 8888. Okay, so then you exit. So after you exit, so what you have done here is for the yellow network, you will have assigned this network address 192.168.10.0. Okay, so now in this, we have to exempt the 10.1 from the DHCP. Otherwise, the 10.1 might be already configured. We have statically configured to this interface. Maybe this 10.1 would be assigned to some other PCs in the network. So we have to add one more command, IP DHCP excluded address 192.168.10.1. So you are telling what are the IP addresses that should not be assigned through the DHCP. Okay, so you are telling 192.168.10.1 should not be assigned through the DHCP. And also you can fix the range like from 10.1 to 192.168.10.9. So from 10.1 to 10.9, these IP addresses will not be assigned to these PCs. Okay, because among them the 10.1 is already assigned to the uh, gateway router FEA0/0 interface. And other IP addresses might be statically configured to some servers or email like email server, FTP server, and so on. So this is command is very important that you have to configure in the global configuration mode. Okay. So now we have done for the FEA0/0 network. And now let's go to the second network 20.1. Okay. So we are going to create another DHCP port. So IP DHCP pool 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 underscore FA1, and then network for this is 192.168.20.0, then 0.255.255.255.0. Then what's the default gateway? The default router is 192.168.20.1 and the domain name is example.com. The DNS server is 8. So same DNS server we are giving. Then exit. Then now you have to exempt a few IP addresses. Exclude. You have to configure the excluded addresses. So IP DHCP excluded address 192.168.20.1 until until like 192.168.20.9. So from dot 1 to 9, these IP addresses will not be assigned to any system through the DHCP configuration. These IP addresses you can utilize to configure to the gateway router and to some servers available in the network. Okay, so after this and right, let's go and check the IP addresses for each and every system. So now you can see it got the IP address. So let me go to static and DHCP. So it got 10.10. It was up to 10.9. These addresses are excluded for the PCs. And then so this one, just refresh the IP address 10.11 and PC.3. It got the IP address 20.10 and so on. Okay, and also you can go to the command prompt ipconfig/all and you can see the domain name, what's the default gateway, and what's the DNS server. You can see 8.8.8 and so on. And let's check some more like important commands. Show IP DHCP binding command. So show IP DHCP pool command. So go to the router, show DHCP binding. Please show IP DHCP binding. So you can see like what IP addresses are assigned to the different systems and what are the MAC address. Okay, so you can, this is one of the important command to know the status of the configuration. So another command is show IP DHCP pool. Okay, so you can see there are two pools available, 10 and 20. So that's all I have for this tutorial about the DHCP configuration through the router. Thank you very much.